Hi.
Hi.
Somebody's slacking off today.
How long had it been blinking that we were live before you noticed?
No, you.
Oh,
not
me? Oh.
I'll lean back and carefree.
Casual like on my cellular telephone. Yeah, it's casual day. I got my hat on backwards. And my microphone real low.
We'll fix it.
It is the fixed as I can get it.
Cheesy wheezy.
My microphone has been going limp today. Was all the way down here earlier.
It's old. It's used. Just like Derrol.
Just like Cory. Give me a
What's
bottle
up?
opener. You got a bottle opener over there?
A bottle opener.
For this beer that I have? I used to have one over here, but now it's disappeared.
There might be one in my drawer that seems to be growing with shit. Nope.
Crap. Where's the one that was in here?
It's probably back out in the kitchen.
I doubt it. It's probably next to your bed.
You're gonna have to. It's not next to my bed. Go get it.
You got a lighter?
What do we got for people here?
I can do that lighter trick.
Nobody. Hurry before somebody comes in. And I'm gonna fix this too. There, now we're more centered. This never grabs on the first grab.
You always like to grab the video chat behind it first.
Oh, hi.
Hello, everybody.
What's happening?
Nothing.
Nobody?
Nobody.
We got one word. Kamala.
Right.
I have some research to do. I mean, we don't have a choice, but... Hi!
Hi, Leanna. This is... I'm gonna slowly go. I think I've fixed it.
Yeah, just don't touch it.
If I don't touch it, it will stay here.
What's up, Leanna? What's going on? What's up in the hizzy?
Oh dear. I did absolutely nothing today. Well, that's not true. I did dishes today. Did a couple little minor things outside.
4 dishes.
Hey, that's because I'm keeping up on them real good. And then I watched a series today. I accidentally finished the whole thing. About autistic people trying to find somebody else. And it was very touching and fascinating.
I noticed that you were actually laughing this morning, which was unusual, but nice.
Well, usually you can't hear it because the TV's on, but I had my headphones in so you can hear my laughter.
No, you usually aren't laughing.
That's true. I love it because a couple of them are very much like me who have no edit, and I just blurt out the things that I think sometimes and forget. Nice. What's your temperature like there today, Leanna? We got 46% humidity and 84. It seems to be staying right around 84, 85.
It was warm today, though.
Yeah.
When I went out, it was pretty warm.
Yeah, when I was outside, I got a little sunburn again. And I was only outside for like 15 minutes or so. Worthington, come and say hello. Corey's making some chili earlier.
Yes, I made some chili, and we're gonna have like baked potato with chili on top today with cheese and sour cream. Corey forgot the sour cream, so I gotta run to the store after this.
Do we need anything else?
I mean, not immediately.
You get trash bags?
I did.
That was the other thing I was supposed to remember.
I got body soap, trash bags.
I saw that. Oh, I gotta construct the cat boxes after.
Please do.
After the show.
Last night, no, 2 nights ago, I'm sure it was just an accident. One of our cats, Worthy, has no tail. And sometimes with tailless cats, they have trouble keeping things in.
When they get older, especially.
So I woke up to 2 good-sized nuggets on my bed yesterday.
Goodness.
So I had to wash sheets last night.
79% humidity. Well, at least it's going down. Right?
Yes.
You hear that, Worthy? Corey's talking about you on the show.
And earthquake-wise, no big earthquake. And there was only one good-sized one at about 4 o'clock this morning in the same area, like 3.9.
I was gonna ask if you looked.
So we're doing good with the earthquake stuff. So far, so good. Haven't felt one.
But we'll have one after we go off the show.
Don't keep an eye out. I got it open right here.
Oh, so there was literally nothing else after.
There was a 3.9 or something like that this morning. But there's been lots of like 2s. 2, 1, 2, all over the place in California.
Crazy.
Crazy daisy.
Crazy.
I like doing my lips like this.
I don't know about that. Are you going to do the whole show that way?
I don't think I could.
If you do the whole show that way, I'll do the whole show in my funny voice that I do.
I look like those little memes you do, or the
Snapchat?
The Snapchat thing.
Were you just a 44-year-old saying that you didn't know how to do that?
That what did I say? Those memes you do?
The memes. That was rare, I think, for there to be that many.
Well, we had a swarm like that about 4, 5, or 6 years ago. I can't remember, but not too long ago. The area is known for it, but when they are that big, usually it's like a swarm of 1.2, 3.0s. But to have something over 4 and that close to 5, actually it was reported as 5.2 or 5.6 at first, and then they pulled it back. That was pretty unusual.
Yeah.
So who knows? It could last for a couple weeks. They say after, a good-sized pre-earthquake, there could be a Maine earthquake within a week.
Oh, like the state of Maine?
So we could still see something.
When was the last one? We had it during this quarantine, right? Because it came after the show, right?
I think so. But that was based in
I mean, that was just a little
Ocotillo, which is not far from that area. That whole area is right before the San Andreas Fault begins. It's like right 5 meters or whatever miles before the San Andreas Fault begins. So that whole area right there is kind of like a weird in between faults, like with like 7 or 10 square miles of no fault line, but like jammed in between 2 fault lines.
Janine,
hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Cory and Derrol show.
I was just out talking to the crow before the show.
The crow before the show?
Yes.
What did the crow know before the show?
He was playing with Jasper, and Jasper was getting very tired. There's a lot more steps to climb up now.
I bet that's good though. Wear him out before he has to
Did I tell
retire
you?
for the evening.
Well, when I got the pizza, when I came back with the pizza, I actually walked down there.
Thanks for the pizza, by the way.
Yeah, I walked down, and on the way back up, I was like, Jesus, is a lot of stairs. It looks really nice, though.
Yeah, we're getting less and less people in these, which is why I want to go down to like 2 days a week.
You just want to go down to 2 days a week because you're bored.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm bored, but I'm boring.
This is true. This is true. It's like pulling teeth sometimes and getting you to participate over here.
I'm getting busier, and it's harder to be available for these things.
Oh, there's Kurt. And
hello.
There we go.
So I'm announcing it right now. 2 days a week.
You know, there are 7 days in the week. We can't go from 7 shows a week to 2.
Oh, sure we can. Why not?
And then what? You're just going to sit here and be like,
no, I'll have lots to talk about.
I had nothing to say today.
From things that happened during the week. Not happen, trying to make my little trip to the grocery store this morning sound super exciting.
Maybe if you looked at the news
it wasn't
instead
the
of
grocery store,
Pokemoning.
it was Target.
That's why you had to get those teeny bags of cheese.
Well, I didn't want to actually I didn't realize I was going to go to the grocery store afterwards because I forgot to get sour cream. Yeah, Derrol. It's the same amount of stairs.
I must start running those things like the convention steps.
Yeah, that's the thing. You would have enjoyed Target today, Kurt. There weren't a lot of people there, and I feel like they had new stuff, more stuff than usual. I enjoyed checking stuff out. And the funny thing is, I went to the Mission Valley Target, and I didn't go upstairs at all. I usually end up going upstairs, but they moved all the pet stuff used to be upstairs. Now that's downstairs. There's no reason for me to go upstairs because...
So they must have the booze on the bottom store level too.
All the grocery stuff is on the bottom. And the booze and kitty stuff. Like all the things, household things and food stuff is on the bottom now.
So what,
you don't
like
go upstairs unless you need...
accessories?
Yeah, like clothes, automotive stuff, towels, stuff like that. Which I like. I almost put it in our breakfast this morning, but I stopped myself.
Hey, maybe you could put it in some donut holes tomorrow.
Cream cheese and donut holes?
Yeah. It'd be like a little cream cheese ravioli made of donut holes.
No. Nope.
Still waiting for those donut holes.
Yep, they're in there.
And the sushi.
It's been too hot.
And the sushi.
Sushi, well, you go shopping for all the stuff and we'll do it.
Kurt, you're up.
Costco.
Ugh.
Well, so 2 days in a row, Kurt. I mean, I didn't go to Costco, but I've gone to Fiesta Island. I went again today, and there's so many people there. It's ridiculous. Like yesterday, there were more than today, but I also went a little earlier today. I can't believe how many people are out there.
Well, if you go to an island called Fiesta Island, you have to expect people to be having a fiesta on the island. I used to
work across the street from there when I worked at the university, and like I would go there on my lunch sometimes, and there weren't a lot of people there. Not like this. This is like, you're right. People are unemployed and don't have anywhere to go. I mean, obviously.
When Kurt and I went to Lowe's, there were people standing in line to go into IKEA.
Yes. Well, it's because they're all getting those big paychecks from unemployment and they didn't have to spend it.
But at IKEA? I mean, I would never stand in line to go to IKEA. Crazy.
No, there's a fine line.
That's why I'm doing my part and staying home.
You're boring.
Hey, but I certainly got a lot to talk about for someone who stays home and is boring all the time, huh?
Do you? What do you have to talk about today?
I have tons of stuff to talk about all the time.
What do you have to talk about, Derrol?
Tuesday at 2. The big presidential announcement today, or the running mate topic
I already brought it up.
You said one word. You didn't bring it up.
Yeah, I did. That's all you have to say is Kamala.
Maybe if you said her name right.
Go.
Camilla.
Oh. You know it's Camilla? Kamala. I think it's Kamala.
You should have seen this little witch before the show, Kurt. Talking about pushing my buttons, then going on the air. He thinks it's so funny to get me all wound up. And then I get on the video and he gets all butt hurt when I come after him. But he thinks it's perfectly fine to come after me all the time.
But the thing is, I wasn't coming after him. I was just being jovial and singing and being fun Cory. And he's annoyed because he can't stand anything that's happy.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Mom.
We did. We were just talking about you, Pat.
How beautiful you are and how wonderful you are.
How's the thumb?
Chicken. What? Yeah, Derrol doesn't like it when people are happy.
Please.
I was dancing and like
singing
and
I am super jovial all the time, and you two were like, wah, wah, wah. You and freaking Kurt. When you two get together, it's a storm of witches.
No, I think it's your perception. Kurt and I had a really, really nice weekend.
I know, because you both got out of the house and got out of my hair.
We went out and hung out together.
I would never call you that, Pat. I'd call him that all the time.
Mom, are you drinking? Is Jameson's
in the house. That must mean your thumb is doing better.
She said she didn't care. That she was going to color anyway.
Oh.
She wasn't going to let her thumb stop her.
I know. I'm enjoying Cory leaving every day. I hope he does it tomorrow, too.
Well, that's why I'm leaving. I can't stand to be here.
As opposed to every day before the quarantine when you just sat here all the time?
You have no idea what it is to work from home. You would sit in front of the TV all day and never get anything done.
You know, you and a whole bunch of other people don't give me enough credit and don't think I pay attention to what goes on. I'm fully aware of what you do on a daily basis. More so than yourself.
No.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
I am very in tune with everybody that is around me. And I know what goes on in everybody's heads around me.
You're not a witch, Derrol.
I know most of the time.
You're a bitch.
Yours is just the Pokemon
But you're not
theme.
a witch.
Mm-hmm. You want me to have a dream about you tonight, Cory? Because I will. I've just resigned to the fact that he's a witch.
He can't live without me. He'd starve.
Hold on, I need another swig of beer.
He would starve. He wouldn't get anywhere, do anything.
I just know some stuff, Janine. I make assessments of people very well, and I'm always correct.
He's judgmental.
No, I'm not. I have everybody pegged from the get-go.
That's judgmental.
It's not, because I'm not judging them. I just know who they are very quickly.
What is all your questioning about Arizona today, Mr. Kurt? What's going on?
He's looking at properties.
Hi, James.
James!
Yes, people park in their driveways. I get a random text from Kurt today. Hey, random question. Do people in Arizona really park in their driveways? Well, yes. Yes, they do. Exactly, Janine.
Why am I not allowed to tell you my dreams then, Cory?
Who said you're not allowed to tell me your dreams?
You.
I never said that. I just don't need to feel like anything else, like watching television shows that are negative and have bad juju. I don't need to fill my head with that stuff.
You just fill it with Pokemon.
I'm playing games, yeah. Keeps me occupied. Rubber on the first tires. Huh? Oh,
He's
in
asking
the
about
driveways?
car tires.
Oh, no. I mean, I never had tire. I mean, I have had when
The paint gets cooked though, Kurt.
when I did have many cars ago, I had tread come off of tires a little more easily, I think. But I don't think anybody really has any issues.
Pat, how's your car been doing in the 110 heat in the driveway?
I've had cars overheat on me. Got to know when to turn your air off.
My car is overheated here and broken.
Huh. I have got, well, that's more information anybody needs to know. I need to shave my neck. Like a gorilla back here. But it's hot as hell. Don't be fooled.
Kurt isn't curious about where he's going to move. He's curious about where his cars are going to move.
Well, he likes cars.
Ah.
Well, you know, I think
I never said I know better than another person.
Yes, you did.
I say that I know
That's exactly
the person.
what you said. I think it's okay to have those thoughts about people, as long as you don't share them sometimes.
Maybe I'll clarify it then. When I meet a person, I know what their personality is and how they operate.
Everybody has thoughts about a person. I mean, we're human, but I don't think it's always okay to share it. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes when you do share it, you set a tone that sometimes doesn't need to be set, or you can skew other people's thoughts about somebody if you say something. Like sometimes I think it's okay if there's no warrant to just let things be. I'm gonna kind of speak to that. I know that Kurt will chime in, but we've been kind of talking about where to move, because San Diego is an amazing place and I love it here, and I've been here for 24 years. 24? 23, 24 years. But it's really expensive, and
hey, Gerald.
We've kind of worn it out. We've been here a long time, and there's nothing that we haven't really done. I wouldn't say I'm bored here, but I don't see growth here. Kurt, I think, is feeling the same way. So we've been talking about where to go. Hi, Gerald. Spaghetti with Tuscan meat sauce. Heat.
Want to read that again?
Tuscan. Why? I was reading what I thought he was typing. Tuscan heat spice. Is that right? I think it's meat sauce.
Maybe.
We're not going anywhere soon, Janine. We're just talking and thinking and, conceptualizing. What does it look like? Where could we go? How much would it cost? Because, in the end, most places, there's give and takes and trades all over the place. So you go somewhere that certain things are less expensive, rent may be less expensive, but electricity's more, or there's nothing to do within miles. Like, there's trade-offs all over the place. So we're just weighing things out. I love typos. Spivvy foods.
What? And how do
I meant what I said.
what?
Did not screw it up this time. Ah! Okay, cool.
We also need a plot of land where we can put
Hold on.
3 mini houses on.
Well, thank you for bringing that up, Derrol. We kind of where we were going with all this, just thinking of affordability, similar climates. Honestly, there's nothing really that compares. Yeah, we're kind of thinking like, because, Derrol needs a lot of space. I would like to have my own little pod. I don't need a big space. Like, I live back here in these 2 rooms. I mean, plus the kitchen, but I could have a kitchen in here and probably be fine. So I don't need a ton of space, but we were talking about doing like 3 little trailers or manufactured kind of homes or little homes on one big plot of land. And then have like a nice middle space where we can, have a big deck and outdoor kitchen and
I may require 2
hangout
tiny
space.
homes.
Yeah, well, that's why I said you need space. You have a big. Well, we were talking about you getting a big. What do you call it? Shipping container.
Well, I've always wanted to build like a weird, cool shipping container, multi-level house thing.
And then if you ever have to move again, you just find a truck that can take it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so kind of all of us would have our own house. Even Kurt and Derrol. I'm sure they'd still be together, but like, we need space. I really like my own space.
Well, one of the places he was looking at, James, was Austin. And he's like, we need to go. I'm like, we'll go visit James.
So, James, correct me if I'm wrong, but Austin, 10 years ago, moving to Austin was like probably the best time to go there. Like, now, from what I read and have seen, is Austin is now kind of overdone, trendy. What's the word I'm looking for? Like,
Hipster.
It was gotten expensive because so many people have moved there,
As
and
most cool places do.
Yeah, and the economy is done really well, so it's kind of like elevated. I don't care about that.
Degrees.
That's fine with me. I like Janine. That's cute. I love typing laugh.
Every place is expensive now.
Yeah, exactly. There's nowhere that is inexpensive anymore, unless you live out in the boondocks somewhere and have to travel an hour and a half to get to the closest Walmart.
I've known a lot of people from California that have moved to Texas in the past year.
Well, we know people that moved to Texas and then moved back.
Do we? Who?
Didn't Kelly?
Who?
Gruen.
Who?
Kelly. Didn't she move there and come back?
Oh, yes.
That
was a work situation. Aunt Amy is here. Hi, Aunt Amy.
I love the trendy. Well, I appreciate the trendiness and like to visit it sometimes, but I would do the same. I would live out and then travel in.
I need like chicken space.
Pardonnez-moi.
I need garden space.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm still good. I love it here. This has been the most perfect situation of probably any place that we've lived, because we have a big backyard, big front yard. I get to have a ton of plants. I get to have the chickens here. But I would really love to plant some of my plants in the ground. I have trees that I've been telling for years, like, guys, someday I'm going to get you in the ground. I'm really sorry. And I just keep transplanting them into bigger pots, which means if we move to a different place, there are some large pots that need to be moved. And I don't want to do that. I also would love to have lots of land. I love land and trees. But still, here we have a jungle in the front, which I love. So I get my tree fix that way. Oregon reminds me a lot of Maine, Janine. That would be very cool. Kurt is adamantly set against any sort of snow or coldness, which takes away about 75% of the country. But in this day and age, you can order anything. Or plan a vacation and then have it rain the whole week. Rain is good. I miss rain. I miss seasons and rain. I mean, maybe not the snow. I don't know if I could do 6 months of snow because all the plants are gone. Yeah, snow would be hard. But I love the rain. Thunder showers. It's so nice. I'm not quite as gung-ho about relocating as these two are. I don't like to move. It's a stressful business. Everything I own is extremely breakable.
Where did you find it? I couldn't find a wine opener, and I had to stir my chili. Can I just say, chili and me, I love making chili, but I never make it the same way any 2 times. And this time I added 1 extra thing of tomato sauce. It was actually crushed tomatoes. And I'm kind of bummed that I did. I think it might be too tomatoey.
Didn't you say it was paste?
Well, it looked like paste. I thought it was actually... I got crushed tomatoes in the big can, and I thought it was going to be like pieces of tomato that had been crushed, but it wasn't. It was more like a paste.
See, all of that is too desert for me, Kurt. I need...
What's going on here?
He said he likes Palm Springs, Cathedral City, or Palm Desert.
Oh.
That is way too desert for me. I'm not a desert guy. I don't like the heat.
Well, nobody... Well,
Kurt loves the heat.
My mom likes it. I was going to say, nobody likes the heat.
I need to plant stuff outside and not worry that it's going to get barbecued.
Well, you can have a greenhouse. Make a big greenhouse. We're thinking affordability. That's why that comes up. What bridge?
See, Kurt likes the heat.
I think Kurt thinks he likes the heat until you're in the heat.
Oh no, he likes it.
Because, Kurt, have you ever lived in really hot weather? I think y'all should be open to see, check out places interesting. Well, so, I mean, I'm not moving anywhere anytime soon. I would like to, I think, in my mind, but really, when it comes to reality, I don't know if I'm there yet. But I will be traveling to these places before I actually make a decision to move. So I'm not going to up one day and just go somewhere.
Like I did when I moved here.
Well, yeah. I mean, even here, when I moved here, I came out every weekend for several years.
I had never been here. That's why I ended up living on Claremont Mesa Boulevard when I first got here.
You lived not too far from Great Eagle where you worked, right? Mm-hmm. You like lived across the street or something like that.
It's hot and doable.
It's, visiting hot and living in hot. Two very different things.
All right, James. We'll come down and check it out.
I'd love to.
Might have to send Kurt and Cory first because, we can't leave at the same time.
We can. We have wonderful neighbors that would totally help us feed everything.
I don't know if they want to do that. It's a lot of work.
And move the next day. Well, you're from Boston, right? Massachusetts. So that makes sense. One day is all you need.
He's from Sleepyville or something. What'd you call it, Kurt? Called it something. Sleepy Slumberville or Sleepy Town or something like that when I first met you.
See? We'll get a saddle for Pika and you can ride Pika around.
Speaking of Pika, he almost broke my foot today. Look. See that
Oh my god, it's totally red.
See that red spot right there?
He weighs so much, you guys. Pika is the large sulcata tortoise.
I'm talking to James and he totally walks across my foot with all of his weight. You know how he has those big blunt toenails. He walked forward like this and I'm dying as I'm talking to James.
He hasn't actually stepped on me before, but he has come so close to me, in the side of the under, where a shell comes out at the bottom, has totally grazed my leg and cut me. Because it's so much pressure against my poor little legs.
I know, dear, that it was called that, but you were calling it something else, like Slumberville or Napville or something like that when we first met. You're like, I'm from Somerville, but I call it Slumberville or Sleepyville or something like that. I have known you guys 6 years, Janine, so might be.
You got to take a test, and then if you pass the test, it can happen.
Well, Jules will pass the test. Jules is good. Jules,
there you go.
Jules knows stuff.
There you go. You're in.
I'll write the 10-page novel before I go, so you guys can look at it first. Slummerville, that's right. I knew it was some derogatory name. Oh, James, we were just talking about if I ever... You are trustworthy.
That's not even what it's about, Janine.
I just don't have... I've known people for 20 years that have never set foot in my house. You guys actually set foot in the house rather quickly.
Yeah, I was shocked when they came in that time you showed them the room. I was like, whoa! I mean, cool.
I'm releasing the reins a little bit, but I definitely don't have people into my house.
Well, absolutely, Janine. We have a total zoo over here.
I love it when the
Sorry,
girls...
not a zoo. What do you call that when they're not zoos? Wildlife park?
A sanctuary.
Sanctuary. Rescue.
I even feel weird going in other people's houses. I don't know. I just do.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Like the couple times I've watched Jasper Next Door, and I've had to go in the house. I walk in all like, okay, I'm in the house.
Don't touch anything.
Okay, get to the dog food and then get out. It's just me. Yeah, I love it when the girls have projects and I can provide them with materials. Like, was it Jules that did the project on Mexico? And I was like, I have a book on Mexico. I have some pottery from Mexico. I have... Yes, if they ever need topics for school projects, Janine, you can just ask the Derrol Google what I have over here, and I can teach them, and then I can give them props to bring in.
But it isn't happening anytime soon.
No. It's just nice to look sometimes.
I think if you're not looking and keeping an open eye and an open mind, then you might be shocked and surprised. We're renters, we don't own.
That's the part that bugs me. Like,
we've been asked to move before because people have to sell their places; they can't afford them anymore. It's funny. I'm in the car. Was that today or yesterday? Recently, and my phone plugs, like CarPlay stuff plugs in, and so a message came across, and I heard a guy talking about painting, and don't worry, you guys have been great. It's just, I have to really, my wife wants
Hi, Casey.
My wife wants to get rid of the place, so we have to sell, and it was La Mesa. It was the phone message from La Mesa, so I keep all this stuff. I don't know why, but I was like, "Aw,
that was a long time ago.
That was a nice little place that we lived in." But he loved us. He just couldn't. They had to sell it.
Same with our last one too.
Well, she lives there now.
She wasn't going to, but then she decided it was a better idea just to live there, and it's a wicked cool house.
Well, it's all about loans.
Yeah, and then she had to
the loan she had.
Then she remodeled it, right?
Yeah, looks great.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
I never really noticed how her
match?
Symmetrical lines on her legs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm talking about you.
She demands to be in the show now. That's her new thing. Watch out, claws! Ah!
They look closer than they are.
That's Rhonda, Casey.
Bisbee sounds like a good idea, but I think in reality we would not like it.
I looked at the plots, and they're very close to each other.
Well, it depends where you look, though. But yes. I mean, plots of land, anywhere you go, like a rural area, they're still going to have... Ow, now that hurt. Okay, Ronnie, I get it. They're still going to be close together because that's how neighborhoods are formed. Even if you have like an acre and a half, 2 acres, you're still going to be right next to somebody. You're just going to be half an acre from their house because you're in the middle probably. You know what I mean? So you said that before, Kurt. What is it about a border town that is attractive to you?
Janine, a little more out east is scary town these days.
Hey, there are great places like plots of land in Boulevard. Do you guys know of Boulevard? It's on the 8 as you are going down just outside of the...
Bisbee is in Arizona, Leanna. Auntie! Hey, Auntie!
Hi, Ellen. Boulevard has some great spaces. Now, there's not a lot out there.
I'm all about that these days.
It's totally inexpensive. There's a lot of land. There's some good properties out there.
I just wish that our money was going towards paying for something that we would actually own eventually.
Well, I get that.
I mean, I would love to do stuff around here, but we don't own this place. So.
But there also is a certain benefit we have in renting where
True.
We can get up and go whenever we need to.
True.
Not that we've exercised that at all, but Hamul, Temecula. Temecula's expensive. Hamul, I think, is also a little on the expensive side. I've looked at properties out there, and there's a lot of what am I trying to say? Park forest areas out there that are protected, so the actual land that you can actually buy is very residential, and I haven't found anything out there that was reasonably priced.
See, I've always wanted to go back to Maine and
Boulevard is far.
buy like a big plot of land up in the middle of Maine that's all just trees and just have like a little fun farm up there. But then there's winter and other issues with living in Maine these days. But Kurt will never live in the cold. I don't know if I could live in the cold for 6 months, but I don't know. It would just be nice to be able to be putting money towards something that we would own eventually.
That doesn't cost $700,000.
Right.
But hey, look, I just bought a car and I didn't think I'd be able to. Maybe I can get a home loan.
See, but then if you bought the land, you would have to put, I guess you don't have to put down a foundation, huh, for a tiny home. But what about like sewage and stuff? Wouldn't you have to do like a,
well,
you'd have to do all that stuff, right?
It depends. Some when you buy property and you put a home on the property, it depends on the zoning and everything else. Like there's a lot of factors.
Because Auntie, when Nan had the house there was no foundation, right? Because it was a movable. I think it was like on a trailer, maybe not a trailer, but it was movable. So you didn't have to have the foundation, but you still have the septic system.
I would have a compostable toilet. I don't want to deal with septic.
Yes, Janine.
I'll just put some peat moss on it.
Oh dear. Well, that's good for a week. But once you've been living there for about 6 months.
Well, then it decomposes on its own, and then you go out and you...
Well, that's when you get one of the incinerating toilets.
You fill a hole with it.
But you get one of them incinerating toilets. Like my cousin has one of those at camp.
Well, like those places that we saw in Sweden and wherever we watched the programs that these people were, they actually use their waste for their gardens.
Right. Christian.
If you do it properly, it's not a bad thing.
Who just logged on there that I can't see over here? Michael?
Mr. Michael Martin.
Michael Martin is here.
Sorry, we're keeping tabs.
It didn't pop up over here. That's weird. Septic and pond water, yeah.
Well, I was watching one of my YouTube shows today, and they just put in a septic system in Utah, and they have a septic field. So basically, it's a big tank, and then it has these cool, like...
Leach field area?
Leach field, thank you. Mm-hmm. Runoffs, so it just, like, separates out, and the stuff that doesn't separate goes out, or the liquid.
Or we could do...
But I don't want to deal with that.
Were you talking about the greenhouse that we watched? Where the house made the water and watered everything?
Exactly. All the waste
and I would totally be down for that.
It was an expensive system. I mean, he was a scientist, engineer. But all their waste got processed out into their indoor greenhouse that was around their house. They lived in a greenhouse, essentially. So basically, nothing that they produced left.
I like a system that does that.
Replenished.
I don't want to have to be the one that empties the peat pot toilet. So as long as there's a system doing it, I'm totally down for that.
Yeah, exactly, Ellen. I mean, it depends on where we go. It depends on what we do. Like,
they're also by a pond, so there's different, like, moving back. And with the houses, if you have a foundation, it's different than having a tiny house that can move, right? The laws are different.
Well, it depends. It still depends where you are. Some states,
true.
if you have a home on wheels, then it's not considered a home. And then or if it is considered a home, then you have to have certain like permitting that has to go into it.
Did you send me that video of the guy in Canada?
Probably.
It wasn't on a trailer because he said the trailer was like the most expensive
we watched
part.
it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the permitting's different when it's on wheels versus when it's not on wheels. So if you can actually like steadfast it somewhere, then all of a sudden it becomes a permittable item.
Oh yes, I can't wait to see.
Well, see, that's been my I wouldn't say dream, but that's been my thought process. Like, I want to build out a van, get a camper that I can take with me, something, so I can travel and live, and never not have to like settle down for a while. I think that's where my head is. There's still so much I want to see, and with we'll see. We'll see what happens with the work lately, but with my career path, my small business, I can kind of work from anywhere. So I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Go see all these places. I can't wait to see Trump's face on Mount Rushmore.
Don't even say that. Speaking of septic tanks. Yeah, I'm gonna have heartburn from this Modelo. I can tell already.
You know, I was telling Derrol the other day. I mean, I love beer. I am an aficionado of beer. I love it. But it gives me heartburn these days. I cannot drink more than one beer. And even like if I drink a beer, 2 beers, and then 3 or 4 hours later go to bed, I end up having the worst heartburn. Can't drink it anymore. Sad.
I'll drink that last one in there.
It's
Don't
so
you worry.
sad. I love beer. Well, I say that
right,
because
Leanna?
I read the other day that he approached people about what it would take. I don't know if it's a true story. It was just some random article I came across, but it doesn't surprise me. But I think we're in the process of giving that land back in some circles, I heard. Because that land is stolen land from Native American tribes.
This entire country is. Jessica Ward is here. Hello, Jessica. Yeah. Vote blue, everyone. Vote blue.
I mean, a woman vice president. She's black woman vice president. I can manage that. I don't know much about her politics. I have to do a lot of research. But like I said, we don't have a choice. So, Chris and I talk about our next steps. That is kind of the lifestyle I see myself with too, James. But there's something about having, whether it's a plot of land.
Time for aerobics. Woo!
Whether it's a plot of land or a place where I can go. Sorry. Having several people, like, that might be in different places at different times, but, you know, maybe we spend summers together, or maybe, you know, however that works out, but like a community of people that can be apart but yet come together and share a space.
And when he says community, he means Kurt and himself and me.
That may not be it. That might be James, or that might be whoever else we meet along the way. I'm not limiting anything, but I just don't see my 555.
Thank you, timekeeper.
I don't
Kurt.
see myself. I don't see myself as a homeowner, honestly, and I don't see myself staying in one place for too much longer.
I don't see myself as a conventional homeowner.
Shocked that I've been in this city for 4 years. Pleased, it's been great to me, but
you left for a little while in the middle.
Oh, less than a year. It was like 8.5 months.
Me and my mustache.
I like your mustache, Kurt. Looks good on you. I like it better than the beard. A room is welcome. Well, that's a whole nother way of life. And couch surf until you're content.
Oh my gosh, this beer is making me burp so much.
It's good though, isn't it? I do appreciate a good Modelo.
Good night, Auntie.
Good night. Enjoy your Netflix. It is 5:56, and we have not had any substantial earthquakes while we've been on the show.
What about Little Earthquakes by Cory Amos?
We've had lots of little earthquakes.
James, are you familiar with Little Earthquakes by Cory Amos? Have you looked that up yet? Kurt, are you? I feel like you don't.
Not everybody's a Tory fan.
Well, they should be! That was a defining album of my youth. Like my junior year of high school.
Every figure in the room is pointing at me. I want to shoot in their faces, but I'm afraid what that could bring. I got a bowling ball in my stomach.
Don't ruin it for everybody. They're going to think it's terrible.
I got a desert in my mouth.
I'm singing it in my head right now.
Not one.
You watch. We're going to get off here, though, and there's going to be a big one.
They've been pretty isolated up or over there.
There's Kaya.
Hi, Kaya. Are you just getting off of work?
Boomerang fault line.
Boomerang?
What do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back?
A boomer.
Anyone?
I
Anyone?
don't know what.
Oh, if you knew Little Earthquakes by Cory Amos. Excellent album. You should listen to it. Kaya's off running errands today with Kay.
Oh, hi, Kay.
Hey!
I think he's referring to your second question.
Oh, what's a boomerang that doesn't come back? You have no guesses?
I don't know, but you've got a lot of questions out there. Like, finish one.
I'm waiting for people to answer. Bitch.
I'm not being a bitch. I'm just trying to, like, keep it all together because people will start commenting and we're going to get lost in what their comments are.
I know I asked you that yesterday, James. I was seeing if you looked it up. A boomerang that doesn't come back is called a stick.
That's a dad joke.
I know. I heard it right before I came on. Good night, Leanna.
Thanks, Leanna. Good night. I got to go to the store before it gets crazy over there. God, I have little earthquakes in my head now.
Me too.
Are you gonna finish your second one?
What second one?
I mean, your first one?
What was my first one?
Were you just asking James?
Yes.
Okay.
Bye, Janine.
Bye, Janine. All right, we're going to go, everybody.
Because I have a desert in my mouth.
I just want to be sure you're all finished.
Yeah, look for that thing that you're supposed to find for your sister a long time ago, Cory.
I did. Maybe you weren't here, Kaya? No, you were here. I've looked for it at 3 different stores and I haven't been able to find it. I thought Smart and Final for sure would have it, and they did not. They have a whole wall of like canned wine.
James, this album is called that, as well as the song. The whole album is amazing.
It's old. It's 20 plus 30 years old almost, but tremendous. Like, it was life-changing when it came out. It's a woman and her piano.
And her red hair. And angst.
She's had many other great albums since then, but
Cornflake Girl. What's the other one? Raspberry Swirl. You might know that one.
Choir Girl Hotel.
They won't know that one. I'm talking about radio hits here. What's the other one? The Satellite Swirl. Or wait, am I thinking Raspberry Swirl? I think I'm combining 2 songs in my head right now.
Look her up. Seems my courage is about to sell out now.
I was just singing that line in my head. Get out of my head.
Bye, everybody. Love you.